Hi, you guys. Welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. I'm in San Diego right now, so I thought I'd do it from here. And I still have some light outside. Hey, so come on in. Today we are going to do another topic. We always do some sort of topic on Mondays to try to have a better week. And as you're first coming in, I always love to hear where you guys are watching from. Miami? Nice. And how to stick with it. We're going to talk about how to stick with something that you were trying to do and you want to do, which is not always easy. Culver City. Nice. Somebody's writing to me in a language and an alphabet I don't understand, but hello. It's kind of like a vacation. Yeah, visiting family for a couple days. Yeah, for sure. Snowy Chicago. Nice. What else we got? Corpus Christi, Texas. Crispy. Chicago, New York, Jacksonville, Florida, Washington State, India. You watch Hallmark all the time? I'm not in every movie. I'm in a bunch of them, which I'm super grateful for. The UK, Minneapolis. Oh, I bet it's cold there. Utah, upstate New York, Wisconsin. It's funny. So right now I'm teaching, because I homeschool my son, Draco, and we're learning the states, and so it's kind of fun. Like I can see them. I mean, I usually know where the states are, but now I really know where they are. Detroit. Oh, cool. Indiana. Oh, I age, Becky, but thank you. I got these little wrinkles going on. But that's okay, you want the wrinkles that are like smile lines, because that means you've been smiling. That's a good thing, I think. Thank you, Casey. I'm so glad you like my movies on Hallmark, I assume. That's mostly the movies that I'm doing. A couple here and there in other places. Okay, so, how many of you guys were with me last week for this? Because last week we talked about a really cool topic that I really liked about, it was the I'm So Excited exercise. Hi, DJ Craftmatic. By the way, I'm happy to do, shout outs. You guys, want me to shout out to someone, I can totally do that. I might not see it, so if I don't, I apologize. Ask again. You love seeing me on Unpractical Jokers? Thanks, Fly Girl. Aw, Matthew, thank you. Thanks, Johnny. You guys are so sweet. Yes, Fly Girl, I did. East Tennessee, Johnny from the UK. Hey, Connecticut, Sandy. How many of you guys, Catherine, you're excited to order my books for your kids? Awesome. Talking about my McKellar math books. And by the way, if you do buy the books and your kids have the books, please take pictures of them with the books and send them to me. Either DM me on Instagram or tweet them to me. If you're watching on Periscope, then hopefully you have one of those. I will say that in terms of Facebook, I don't see them as much. I just don't go on Facebook as much as I go on Twitter and Instagram. There's just only so many hours in a day. Hashtag actual supporter. I don't know what the energy is. Negative 24 on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, that's so cold. I mean, it's cool in the air, but I would say it's probably 62 degrees right now. So last week, I'm not sure. Hey, Kelly and Marietta. So maybe not many of you were with me last week. Okay, well, last week I talked about this exercise called the I'm So Excited exercise, where you write down the stuff that you want, and then you write it down as if though it's happening. So you say, I'm so excited. Like for me, I write these math books, right? So sometimes when I sit down to the computer to write them, I'm feeling kind of I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say here. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I feel a little bit of that dread. I'm sure some of you guys can relate when you've got a project and you don't know how you're going to tackle it yet. You have that feeling like you're not sure how it's going to go, and then you lose motivation. So one of the things that I wrote was, I'm so excited that I'm finally really having fun with my books all the time, and the ideas are flowing and it's so easy. And so you write that even if that's not what you're thinking, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because you start to get more excited about it, and then you start to feel good about it, and then it's the same thing. How many of you guys want to work out more than you do? But when you do work out, you feel really good afterwards. So you're why don't I do this more? Right? Oh, you're a 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Glenn? Very cool. Thank you for being a math teacher. Yeah, just do it, Vince, but easier said than done, right? So how many of you guys, you work out and feel so great, you're why don't I do this all the time? It happens to all of us. And what I would suggest is if you do this I'm so excited exercise, what happens is you say, I'm so excited that I'm finally going to the gym all the time. This is so great. I'm feeling motivated. And you just say this, whether or not you believe it, you just say it. I'm so excited that I'm finally working out and it feels so great. I'm so happy about it all the time. And I'm motivated. I'm going every day or almost every day. And even if you're not yet, if you say that every day, you start and you have to feel excited. You got to act like you've just won the lottery. Right? And you have to commit. It's like an acting exercise. So I just won the lottery. I feel so great. I'm finally going to the gym all the time. This is so great. And then feel that excitement. Feel the adrenaline. And when you feel it like that, you start to, part of your brain, you program your brain, and then you'll start going to the gym more. Mark my words. Mark my words. Is it like lying to yourself? Becky, it's more like forecasting the future. And it's so encouraging, and it feels so good. You can think of it like an acting exercise. And if you consider that acting is lying, I mean, I guess sort of, but it's try it before you knock it. Don't knock it till you try it. That's the expression I was looking for. So there's that. Today we're going to talk about how to stick to something. And I have to say, I think that the I'm so excited exercise is a good idea for how to stick to something. That will help. That actually really gets you started. So here's what I think is the number one reason that people don't stick to something, is that they feel discouraged, that it's not happening anyway, or it's going to be too much, or whatever it is. They feel discouraged. Fake it till you make it, Dean. Yes. Thank you, Mark. You know, Krasik, some people say that working out, it gets your blood flowing, and it actually gives you energy, which is kind of counterintuitive. It's tough after January. Oh my gosh, congratulations, Ben. That's great. Just quit smoking and drinking soda, and the gym is next. You're on a good track. Oh, really? Anna Hathaway talked about the Wonder Years? That's so sweet. I did not know that. Yes, the law of attraction, Greenie 59. Yeah, absolutely. This is like, nothing is new under the sun. Everyone has said these things in different ways. So anyway, so if you are feeling like you can't stick to something, like a lot of New Year's resolutions are falling apart, as somebody over here on Facebook just said, it's hard once you get past January. And we are nearing the end of January. So these New Year's resolutions we all have, I'm going to work out more, I'm going to meditate more, I'm going to be more present, all these things. Well, Becky, you can apply the I'm so excited exercise to that, right? You can say, I'm so excited, I'm finally stretching a lot, this is so great. But sticking to something, a lot of times people get discouraged because they think it should happen too fast. They think it should happen too quickly. Hi, I'm doing a live broadcast. It's my dad. Oh, you know, okay. Oh, you can tell. Right on. I think they're all on the beach. Not all of them. Oh, the kids are in there. That's my dad. I'm down in San Diego. You know, Secret Guy, my favorite book for motivating is called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. I love that book. I find so much inspiration from it. When he comes back out here, I'll tell him that my dad, that you guys are saying hi to him. That's so sweet. So when we're feeling like we think our goals should happen too quickly, and then they don't, then we get discouraged and give up completely. One of my favorite quotes is, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And Facebook cut out there for a second, so I'll say it again. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And all those steps, they all take work and they take patience. When I'm writing my math book, for example, which I was doing last night, turned it in, by the way, which was very exciting. Turned in my big revision for this big multiplication and division book that I've been writing for years, actually. A lot of it is really tedious. I mean, it's just a lot of little things. You know, it's not all glamorous at all. Not that a lot of people think that writing a math book would be glamorous, but it's, I can't reveal the title yet, Becky, but it's going to be multiplication and division. Thank you, Laho. So, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. There are lots of little steps. And if you keep that in your mind, like, okay, well, you know what? I'm building a cathedral right now, and here's one brick for it. Okay, maybe it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's something. And you know what? Because so many people do get discouraged and then they don't keep building, you're going to be ahead of the crowd. You'll be ahead of the crowd if you just keep taking steps forward. We just had Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and one of the quotes that was going around for him that I loved was, and I'm going to probably mess it up a little, but it's, if you You know, if you can run, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But keep moving forward. Keep moving forward and honor the little progresses. We all want, you know, the get-rich-quick schemes and everything to happen right away. But just keep taking steps forward. Can I write a book about division by zero? I do talk about division by zero in the book, in the zero section of it. Slow and steady wins the race. And yes, and there's a reason for that. Because so many people give up. And we've all experienced giving up on something that we actually truly want. We give up because logically you say, well, why would you give up? You really want to do it. Why wouldn't you just keep moving forward? It's harder to do than you think. Short-term goals are important. Yes, Callie girl, absolutely. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can't say your name, but Trujillo, I think was your last name. Yeah, it's your niece got bath time, math time for Christmas, Christopher. That's so cool. Bath time, math time is one of my little kid math books. It teaches addition by one. So it's like taking you from counting to adding. Bath time, math time. I couldn't resist the title because it rhymes, and I just think that's fun. So, you can hear the ocean, Becky? Bath time, math time, Greenie. No, I'm not shooting a movie right now. Oh, Facebook dropped off again. No, but I am in talks for the next few movies. Some of them are going to be these like mystery series. They do these mystery wheel movies on their other channel, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. So we're in early talks with that. We're in development on my Christmas movie. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Right now I'm with family and I'm going to return to them in just a couple minutes. Thank you, Sandra. Yes, A Crown for Christmas is one of a lot of people's favorite Christmas movies of mine on Hallmark Channel. Anthony James shouting out. 0416, it's your birthday, April 16th, I guess. I don't have a Valentine's movie this year, Pink and Flowers, love. I remember that username, but I have last year I had Very, Very Valentine, and that's re-airing again, I think, a few times in February. I feel like it airs again next on February 2nd, maybe? You're stopping on your 100th birthday. I don't know what you're stopping, but I think at that point you've earned it, whatever it is. Thanks, Sean. Mexico City, very cool. You'll watch it again? Yeah, Very, Very Valentine. One of my favorite movies that I've done for Hallmark Channel. I really enjoy that. Cameron Matheson was my co-star. It's my pleasure. So I'm losing the light. I can see it getting darker and grainier as we talk, which is just nature. But hi, Christina. My favorite Deepak Chopra book is 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. San Antonio. Hey, Giancarlo. Thank you, Bert. Love of the Christmas Table, David. Thank you. That was actually for Lifetime. But it was a very Hallmark-like movie. It has a lot in common, just in terms of tone. Lori, I don't think there is going to be a Valentine's sequel to that movie. They don't do a lot of sequels anymore. They did it for a little while, and then they kind of stopped. Did I get to the Aussies? Oh, thank you, Rob. Yes, it's complicated reasons I was asking for that. But thank you. Thank you to everybody on Twitter who responded to my question last night about if my books were available in Australia. No, Murray's not behind me. Texan Fuzz. That's a funny name. Thank you, Latino Love. Latino One Love. I recognize that name. You're pretty active on Instagram, I believe. Oh, and there was a Valentine's Day episode for the Wonder Years. That's true. So, anyway, any last questions or anything? I want you guys, remember, don't get discouraged with big goals. Have big goals, but those little steps along the way. And if you reward yourself for little steps, you'll stick to stuff. You got to stick with it. Remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. Things take time. The math book that I've been writing, the multiplication division book that comes out in 2020, I started writing it in 2016. These things take time. You know, you'll see me next year. Yeah, next year, hopefully. It might be 2021, they're saying, but maybe hopefully 2020. I'll be like, hi, yay, math book, blah, 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 and here's how it's going to help you, and you're going to learn your multiplication tables, and blah, blah, it's going to be great. And what's behind that is like years of work, not just me, but the illustrator and the designers, and you plan things out, and it's like this big process. We don't see it. But the only people who see how hard we are working is ourselves. That's it. So we have to take enjoyment and pride from that, knowing that we are putting in the time. We are taking that step by step. We are building that cathedral brick by brick, and we feel it, and we can take pride in that work even though no one else is going to see it. It doesn't matter. They'll see the end result someday maybe. But for us, knowing you're doing your best, knowing you're taking one step after another, that is going to help you. It's going to help your spirit and your resolve, and that's how you stick to something. Don't expect overnight results, and don't compare what you think your process is to other people's process, which you're not seeing. You're only seeing their results. So you don't want to compare your insides to other people's outsides. Yes, building a foundation, believe me or not. Why does it take so long to write a math book, Sonoma? It takes me about a year or so to write the first draft. Then my publisher has it for like 5 months. Not sure why it takes so long for her to read it and give me notes, but then she gives the notes back. And then I spend another good 4 months doing a revision because they're hundreds of pages. I mean, they're long books that we then distill down to like the 150 or whatever. Anyway, it's a process. And then the illustrator gets involved. And then there are all these sketches, and there are the approvals, and there's giving tweaks and giving notes. And it's so important not to compare. Yes, Dale Carnegie's books are very motivational. Secret Guide 2018. Yes. You tried the mirror advice from last week? Oh, that's great. Okay, so the last thing I'll say, because I do need to go because it's getting super dark and I want to go join my family out there on the beach, is that one thing that's really a really cool outcome from the I'm So Excited exercise, which I talked about earlier on the scope, and I also talked about last week a lot, if you want to check that out. And a tweet that I sent last Tuesday morning, if you check my Twitter feed, you'll see a link to the entire broadcast for the I'm So Excited exercise. But one of the things that came out of it is when you're saying, yay, I've got this goal that you don't have yet, but you're just getting yourself excited, and you just feel that excitement. If you do it in the mirror, you'll find yourself smiling at yourself in the mirror. And I realized I never smile. We don't smile at ourselves in the mirror, at least I don't. We look at ourselves and we kind of like inspect ourselves and we check things out and we look and we're like, but we're not like, hi Danica, how are you? So good to see you. Like, why don't we do that for ourselves? And I'm saying, well, we can. Anyway, just a little random thought. I know, the whole Northeast is freezing. Beginner yoga program, Karen. Actually, I have a yoga DVD that I never talk about for some reason. I'm not sure why. There's just a lot to talk about. But it's called Daily Dose of Dharma. Daily Dose of Dharma. And you can't get it on Amazon anymore because they were just being... Amazon is a real pain to deal with if you're the one selling something. So if you go to dailydoseofdharma.com, you can find a link to buy it. So, anyway... Thank you all so much for joining me here on the Dan and Cam. You guys are awesome. You are the D Squad. I love you all, and I appreciate all your shares and your follows. And I'm going to go hang out with my family on the beach now. But thank you so much. I should do another live yoga. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, you guys. Whatever your goals are, consider doing the I'm So Excited exercise. Get excited. Get motivated. Remember, things aren't going to happen overnight. One step at a time. That's how everything is built. So you got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. All right. Mwah. Have a great night. Bye.